Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reading the 14th Goldfish, chapter 26, Mummy. The house is toasty warm when I go into the kitchen to make breakfast. My grandfather is already sitting there, dressed. My mother stomps in, demanding, "Who turned up the thermostat?" "Not me," I say. My grandfather gives her a cool look. "I did." "Why?" "Because it's like an ice bucket in this place," he says. "You could preserve dead bodies." "We're trying to save money," she says. He digs in his pocket and pulls out a $20 bill. "Here," he says. "Turn up the heat." My mother and Ben are going to see a play a friend of hers is putting on. As they're walking out of the front door, my grandfather trails after them. "What time will you have her home?" he asks Ben. "Excuse me?" my mom says sarcastically. "I think I'm a little old for a curfew." "I'm the babysitter, my grandfather says. "Don't you think I have a right to know what time you'll be home?" "I'll have her home by midnight," Ben promises. I pop popcorn and try to get my grandfather to watch a monster movie marathon with me. They're showing a bunch of black and white classics: Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Mummy, Dracula, but he tells me he's too busy. I need to work on my T. Malvina's paper. I'll have to submit it for peer review, he says. I'm still watching at midnight when my grandfather walks into the den, looking angry. "Your mother is late," he says. 10 minutes later, Ben's car pulls into the driveway, and my grandfather races out the front door. I follow him. He goes right up to Ben's car and bangs on his window. Ben rolls it down and looks at my grandfather in confusion. "You're 10 minutes late," my grandfather tells him. "There was an accident." Ben apologizes. "Then you should have given yourself more time." His voice sounds like a 13-year-old's, but it has the authority of an adult. After Ben drives away and we go inside, my grandmother and mother have it out. "Were you kissing in the driveway? The whole neighborhood could see you." My mother throws up her arms. "So what? What kind of example are you setting for your daughter?" My mom loses it. "Excuse me? But am I living in 1950s? Besides, you're out of line telling me what to do. I am your father." "You may be my father, but I am the grown up around here. You don't tell me what to do." "I'm the grown up," he shouts back at her. "Have you taken a look at yourself in the mirror lately?" She asks. "Because you are not a grown up. You're a teenager." He glares at her and walks out of the room. We hear the bathroom door slam shut dramatically. She turns to me. "See?" she says. "Teenager." There's a traveling Egyptian exhibit at the De Young Museum in San Francisco, and Raj invites me to see it with him. My parents love art, and I've practically grown up at the De Young. I know where all the bathrooms are. My dad likes to joke that I potty train next to Renaissance masters. My mom needs to borrow some props from a theater in the city, so she offers to drive us in. I invite my grandfather to come. "I don't have time to play," he tells me. His fingers work flying across the keyboard of his laptop. "I'm working on my patent application." As we drive through Golden Gate Park, I notice another building, one we must have passed a million times, but I've never paid much attention to: the California Academy of Scientists. I suddenly want to know where every bathroom is in it, too. There's a huge line when we get to the Young. I had no idea mummies were so popular. Raj fits right in with the San Francisco crowd. Nobody looks at him twice. We wind our way through the exhibition. In one room, they've recreated the inside of a tomb. The sarcophagus is surrounded by the dead man's belongings: furniture, food, and a pair of leather slippers. It's like his life has been frozen in time. But I can't help but think of my grandfather's apartment. We finally make our way to the mummy. That's the highlight of the exhibition. It's behind glass and is nothing like how I imagined. The body is small, maybe my size, and skinny. The bandages aren't white like in the movies. Instead, they're dark brownish black and look like they've been melted onto the body. There's a hole where the nose should be, and the skin looks hard, like sued. But it's the hair that's the most disturbing. There's a long tuft of brown hair curling on the back of the mummy's head. I almost wish I hadn't seen it. It makes the mummy seem too real. I don't remember my grandmother's funeral, but I know she was cremated and her ashes were scattered in San Francisco Bay. There's something I've always liked about that. Whenever I see the bay, I feel like I can hear her in the rolling waves and the shouting seagulls. Why did they do all this? I asked Raj. Why not just bury the body or cremate it? Because they wanted to live forever. He squints, a half smile at me. They thought their spirits would come back into the body if it was preserved. Kind of like what Melvin's doing. Melvin's not dead, I say. True, but he's sort of preserving himself. He jokes, just like a mummy. I stare at the tuft of hair. Hey, come on, Raj says and then smiles. Let's hit the next room. They've got a mummified cat. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching my video. If you don't want to miss out any of my videos, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a new chapter. Bye.